Hi everybody, I'm back with Jay. It's your fourth time. Fred,
What time
fourth time on the chat.
is it?
I think so.
Before your anniversary?
9 to 40. We just got out of seeing this movie, Kingdom of the Planets, of the Apes.
And
Well-
the fourth movie in the reboot series.
So I feel like you have to have watched the third one in order to see this one.
I would say that it's not absolutely required, but I think watching the previous three movies gives you much more appreciation for what happens in this one.
Yeah, I watched the first and second one. I didn't see the third one, so I was kind of lost a little bit. With just like basic things, like the bird. There's stuff with this bird over here, and the other clan. I don't know what was happening with the other clan. But overall, what were your thoughts?
Overall, this was much better than I thought it was going to be. And because by the advertisements, it didn't look like it was going to be anything special. And with Andy Serkis not playing Caesar anymore, I was wondering, because this franchise has a lot behind it, so this movie already had its all order to fill. No, it's all order to fill. I said it right the first time. No, but honestly, it was really good. I felt
I know.
yeah, the actors who were playing the apes did a phenomenal job. The main two especially, Noah and what was the other one's name?
Kara.
Yes.
And the girls, the ones that play his friends, Western friend, they also did pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, everyone did a phenomenal job. So one of my concerns was that the director of the previous two films, Matt Reeves, was not turning for this. Instead, it's Wes Ball, who did the Maze Runner series, which had diminishing returns. So I was concerned whether or not.
Oh, no, we're doing a video. Thank you, though.
See, that's the nice thing about New York City. Anybody will stop to help you out when it's convenient.
I know. It's happening.
But yeah, so with the change in directors from Matt Reeves to Wes Ball, I was worried that the series, like that the spirit wouldn't carry over, but it did.
He did. I was really impressed, especially with the storytelling. I feel like a good script and a good movie is when you don't have to say much in order to show like relationships and emotions. And in this film, although there is dialogue, it's not really like dialogue heavy, which kind of which is what I love about the first one. They're just all based on like their relationship and the bonding.
Yeah, and that's especially true in the sequels too. In fact, this whole entire reboot series, compared to the original from the 60s and the 70s.
Okay, time out. It's being loud.
Yes, when you're going back in time, there's a lot to unpack, especially with the Planet of the Apes. It has one of the most bonkers timelines ever.
This is which one?
So what I was mentioning before was that with the reboot series, one of the updates that it has compared to the one from the 60s and 70s is that it really delved into the idea of empathy, like the way that humans and the apes communicated, because arguably, like as great as the original is, that wasn't in there. And in regards to what were you saying before about the bird?
No, I didn't quite understand the whole deal with the bird and the clan. They're called the Eagle Clan because they raise eagles. But I feel like, was that something that was established on the third one?
Not to my knowledge. To be
Okay.
To be fair, I hadn't seen more like in a couple of years. I saw the Planet of the Apes, the newer movies, out of order. So I saw Dawn first, War second, and the first one, Rise, third. In fact, last night was my first time rewatching it, my first time watching it.
What do you think of it?
I thought it was really good, and I was actually kind of sad I missed out on the craze when it was first released. But with this one, the reason why I say it, like why it's not absolutely required to watch the original trilogy, like it's a great trilogy, watch it if you haven't, but it's not required because this takes place, in the film it says many generations, but on the synopsis it says 300 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of time has passed.
So it follows the legend of Caesar. Like the movie, just a quick, this, I guess, if you've seen the third one, you know that Caesar dies. I didn't know this until the opening of this movie. I was like, oh no, Caesar. So the opening of this movie opens with the funeral of Caesar. And then fast forward to like many generations, 300 years, when the apes are the ones in charge and humans are like back to be, what
Yeah, so
the prey, I guess.
So from Rise up until now, at the end of war, the virus has spread throughout the entire world, and apes have gotten smarter, and humans have regressed in terms of motor skills and urban skills.
So things change, things switch. The apes are the smart people now, and then the humans are not.
Something I wanted to mention before you said about how this continues the legacy of Caesar. Something I liked about this film, and I actually got this from Dune Part 2, was the idea of following idols, like whether they're false idols or true idols. And in this one, because 300 years have passed, a lot of Caesar's teachings had gotten lost in translation.
Yeah.
The lead villain, which I think places the audience in a very interesting position when the bad clan takes over. Like when they raid the good clan, they say for Caesar.
Yeah.
So as an audience member, you're scratching your head, be like, so who are the villains? Who are
I know, because even when that happened, I was like, for Caesar, this is not what Caesar would want. What is he talking about? But then you kind of learn that they kind of interpret Caesar's teaching and then just do whatever with it. Will do whatever they want with it and just kind of turn it into this evil thing.
Yeah, one thing that is something I actually did appreciate that I didn't think was going to happen was that they continued with that theme. Like they explored it a bit more. I wish they could have explored more through that, but for what it was, like toward the end, you actually do get a sense of like, can humans be trusted? Can apes and humans learn to work together side by side?
Yeah. I think I said this to Jake at the beginning. What I love about this film, so I love about the Cursed one, is that it kind of shows you the story is told through the animals' perspective, through the apes' perspective, which is what I think what I like about it, because there's no dialogue. You kind of have to really pay attention, and you kind of have to notice the bonds and the communication that they have. When sometimes in some films they just talk and there's like nothing coming up.
Yeah, and that was a big concern of mine because this was in the hands of a different director. That would have been gone. That we would have much more dialogue.
Yeah,
they kept the silent communication. They kept the ASL. They kept the quiet, empathetic moments in there.
And that's why I don't think I didn't like the third one. I think I started watching the third one and I didn't finish because by the third one, the apes were just having full-blown conversation. And I was like, okay, this is not what I like about this movie. So I don't even think I finished it. But this one kind of brings you back to the basics of what made the first one great.
Yeah, speaking of the first one, and I'm talking about the first one back in 1968, one thing that did bother me was that they made a lot of visual references, a lot of memories to the first one.
Okay.
Like, the cornfield, like, there's a part...
Wait, time out. I kind of loud. Here's what it is.
They'll probably all talk about how great the movie is. Or it could be mixed opinions.
I know.
You won't know until the reduced mill.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So the embargo is lifted tomorrow at 11 a.m. May... What is it, 8?
Bad.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
So, yeah, one thing I noticed during the movie that was actually kind of took me out of it a little bit was that there were a lot of visual nods and references to the original Planet of the Apes from 1968, which I felt were integrated a little bit better in Rise. Like, for example, when the human girl, which, by the way, they didn't know about, and when we heard it, we both knew exactly what they were talking about. That was the name of the female human in the first movie, and then it continued throughout the entire series. But
well, it was funny because the orangutan says, we named them all Nova. I don't know.
Exactly. When they say, like, I don't know why. It's like, we know why.
Yeah.
This is Hollywood. As Rachel Zegler said, it's Hollywood, baby. Here we go.
I'm going to leave that in, actually.
Eggs on my face. Yeah, but what was... but yeah, like, there was a scene where they're chasing Nova through a cornfield, which I'm like, this is very obviously from a 1968 film.
Okay.
Which I was okay with, but then at some point they come across a doll, they pick up the doll and it makes a cooing sound.
Is that from the 68 from
It is. It is absolutely. Like, there is no other way it could have been from anything else. What did you think about William H. Macy's appearance? Yeah.
He was the other human, right?
Yeah.
He was okay. I thought he was gonna play a bigger role. Like at the end, I thought he was maybe gonna go back and like tell the bad apes, but I didn't feel like he really served like a big purpose.
It's up like a one-day filming because they.
Yeah.
But they probably all the money went to the effects.
I think the effects were so good. It looked real. I thought they were real apes.
Exactly. Like, especially coming from the first one, which had phenomenal effects. Like, arguably, it looks a little bit more dated now, but right now, we're at, like, Avatar levels. It looks like it could actually touch the skin.
It looked completely real.
Yeah, and the eyes are, like, most expressive on the face. And I felt...
The eye storage is so good and, like, real and expressive, and you can feel their emotions. Like, when they have a close-up on them, and, like, when the dad... Spoiler alert. To somebody dies. We don't know say who, but when his dad died, I just said who, but they don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. There was several times I almost started crying.
I could feel you, like, right next to me. Like, I could hear you sniffling a little bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, even outside of the fatality scenes, like, even in the quiet scenes, you feel everything that's going on the street between all the characters. Like, this series really does understand what empathy is like, and I think a lot of the benefit has to do with Apes being the other character. It's the only other character, the only other kind of animal that can communicate with humans.
Yeah, kudos to the screenwriter. I made a note to, like, remember his name, but now I forgot. Do you know his name?
Not off the top of my head.
No, let me get it on IMDb.
Josh Friedman.
Josh Friedman. Kudos to Josh Friedman. The script I thought was really strong. The way he conveyed emotions, the story, I just thought it was a great story.
Yeah, I would say also kudos to Wes Ball for his material, and also kudos to the lead actor who played Noah. His name is Owen T.
Kudos to Owen, congrats Owen, you did great.
Yeah, I will say this. One thing that I've been sorely missing in a lot of movies are heroes who have earned their way toward the end, who have gone through an arc, and I felt this character was started somewhere and ended up a bit different. And by the end, it really did well.
I would say at the end, I was a little nervous because the human finds her human, and I thought, oh no, they're about to release this virus, because they didn't really go into details as to what this thing had in.
And which honestly did actually keep a mystery going. It was like, what exactly is this?
Because it's like, she said it was a book, but it was like some sort of advanced floppy disk for a computer. And it's supposed to undo the virus that made the apes evolve and the humans turn back time.
Well, I don't know about doing the virus, but it definitely established communication between.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Because she said you can, like, communicate to other.
Unless it was a pure virus, in which case I would agree.
Well, I don't know. The point is, at the end, I was a little nervous because I saw these antennas movies, and I was like, oh no. And you can see, like, because Noah, he's like with his little girlfriend, and he found this telescope, and they're having like this beautiful moment, and it's like really sweet, like the music was really sweet with them, but then when you turn to the human, it was like this fast-paced thing that you were like, oh my god, what are they about to do? And all I kept thinking was like, they're about to ruin this beautiful moment with Noah and his girlfriend. But no, it was something else. But at the end, I was kind of nervous.
His girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
It's so darn ugly.
No, they had a beautiful relationship, okay? They were both beautiful. So overall...
Especially because their clothes looked like they came straight out of Old Navy and weren't for like 3 days.
Oh, the human?
Yeah.
No, you didn't know that. Oh yeah, they went to Old Navy, their outfit.
It's science fiction. The Planet of the Apes, they always had like very interesting clothing, so I can't really hold it against them. It's canon.
Okay, so overall, what do you think of the film, and do you recommend it for people?
I thought the film was much better than I thought it was going to be based on the trailers and the advertising. So I would recommend people seeing this. It's not absolutely necessary, but if this isn't the worst thing you can see in theaters right now.
I feel like this would be the one to see this weekend, especially if you're a fan of the franchise, if you're a fan of Caesar. I feel like this would be the one to watch this weekend.
No, absolutely.
And I think it's for me at least, it was just as good as the first one because I really loved the first one. The first of the remakes, Rye and the Pan Upping.
I wouldn't say it's as good as the first one, but it's definitely like, I wouldn't say
It's up there.
it's nowhere near the mess that I thought it was.
Yeah. I went in with low expectations and it exceeded my expectations.
You and me both. So
what
thumbs
would
up.
you rate this movie?
I would rate this either a very high 6 or a 7 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how about out of 5?
Out of 5, I would say probably a solid 3.
Okay. I would give it a 4 out of 5.
Nice.
And I almost gave it a 5, but they got rid of Road Bull, which is a Road Bull?
Rock.
That ran the town?
Yeah. Raja? What?
Well, they got rid of the red 8. And I really liked Road.
Yeah, he was a really good character.
And he was really good. I wish he would have lasted longer.
He almost reminded me of Alfred Molina in June Part 2 with the
No, I didn't see Dune.
with the way he is so attached to the idol.
To the girl, to the humans.
No, to Caesar.
Oh, to Caesar, yes. Yes, because that was his god.
Raka, that's
Raka. I wish they would have kept him longer. And I would have had liked a different ending.
Yeah, the ending was kind of standard. Like,
Yeah.
the thing was, the reason why I give it a 3 out of 5 and not a 4 out of 5 is because even though there were a lot of really great moments, there were some moments that felt kind of standard, but I was worried the whole movie was going to be standard. So
Yeah.
the fact that they kept the spirit was enough for me to
Yeah.
use it a little bit, but at the same time, I don't know, there are some things that I do miss.
Well, overall, it was a really good movie, and we were both really happy with it.
And let me tell you this. By the end, when they spoiler, by the way, when they flood the area, how much did you bet that he was going to return back up?
I know. I thought he was gonna come back and help them.
I think we were spoiled by too many bad movies.
I know. I thought he was gonna come back too.
No,
But I think that was really nice how the Eagles finally came, and he bonded with them and they saved them.
just like Lord of the Rings. In fact, I will say this is better than the entire Hobbit trilogy.
Really? Oh, see? Go watch Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. All right.
The Planet of the Apes. Thumbs up.
Okay, thank you so much for watching. This is our review. This is way longer than the last one. We'll see. It was our review. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, share the video, and all that good stuff.
She's got a great channel. Nothing sucks out there.
Exactly. So please help me. All right, until next time, Jake and bye, sweet. So what is it? Bye.
Take care.